Hello, this is Leonard, and today I'll be demonstrating how to change the orientation or the zoom in a part in CATIA versus SOLIDWORKS. Now, this will be particularly useful for an engineering student or an engineering intern, and these are the results of my usability test of both programs. So, we'll start with SOLIDWORKS, and if you see over here on the right side, if I want to zoom in and out, all I have to do is simply use my scroll wheel on my mouse. I can scroll in or out, and you can see the part moves towards wherever my mouse is pointing and I'm trying to zoom in and out on. Now, this is important as it allows you to zoom in on specific spots on your part, or you can just zoom in on the part as a whole. This is also a little different than how CATIA scrolls. If I try to use the scroll wheel in CATIA, you can see it just moves my menu up and down on the side. So if I want to zoom in and out, I have to use these in and out buttons down on the bottom menu. Now, next, I want to talk about how to change the view orientation. In SOLIDWORKS, if I want to change the view orientation, all I have to do is click my scroll wheel with my right mouse button, and then I can rotate. And it'll open this little manual rotation button. You can see the circle pop up when I do it, and it'll change orientations. There's another way to do it. I can also hold the right mouse button and rotate to specifically wherever I want. This is a pretty useful feature, and it lets me look at any part at any angle I need to. Now in CATIA, it's a little different to do this. If I try to do what I did in SOLIDWORKS, all that'll happen is I can only move up and down and left and right. So instead, what I have to do is I have to go up to this design tree on the top right corner that lets me rotate around specific axes. Now, for example, if I want to rotate around the y-axis, I can select it, and now I can rotate just the y-axis. And in much the same way, if I want to rotate around the x-axis, I can do the same thing. You can combine the two to get any angle you would need. There is a shortcut way to rotate in CATIA, similar to SOLIDWORKS, where I can click my scroll wheel and my right mouse button and rotate it around. But it's a little tricky to use because it rotates as if the object was a ball as opposed to just rotating it around its axes. So as you can see, it kind of rotates in a strange way as it's rotating in 3 directions all at once. And if I want to get to a specific orientation or back to where I started, it can actually be kind of tricky. As you can see, I can't even really get it to where we first started at. So, if you want to rotate a part in a more complex fashion in CATIA, the easiest way is to select this top left corner, click back to your original part, and then just very carefully use the rotation tree on the top right side. Now, CATIA allows for much greater and more complex rotation, so you can get to very specific view angles as opposed to SOLIDWORKS. And for that reason, if you were trying to present a part, especially one that had a lot of complex curvature, I would recommend using CATIA as opposed to SOLIDWORKS. Thank you very much.